Hi, I'm Keira Bevan and you're listening to the Rugby Connection podcast.
And welcome back to The Final Whistle, brought to you by the Rugby Connection podcast. Well, we are right round the corner from the Women's Six Nations kicking off, so what better chance to get one of the faces of Welsh Rugby. She's been tearing it up for Bristol Bears, currently got 48 caps, and she's a speed demon as well. She's been on the 7th circuit. It's Keira Bevan. Keira, thank you so much for coming on. How are you getting on?
No worries, thank you for having me. Yeah, pretty good, thank you.
We're very lucky to have you, and we just can't wait to get going.
Oh, thank you.
First question, we ask all our guests this. What actually got you into rugby? Now, I remember that you are reading that you were actually quite late to rugby as well, weren't you?
Yeah, kind of. Well, I used to play it a lot when I was younger. My dad probably got me into it as he was a coach and played himself. And then obviously that bracket between like 11 to 15 where, you don't really see many girls playing, and then probably took it back up when I was 16 then. And then that's kind of where it then progressed, probably, yeah.
I mean, you say progressed. You made like your youth age grade debut for Wales your first year back, essentially, didn't you?
Yeah, 17. God, ages ago now.
No, it wasn't ages ago. Being too modest. And then you were in the 7th circuit. You played for the Ospreys. You're now at Bristol Bears. You're just skyrocketing.
Yeah, I think it's like at the minute, rugby's going quite well for me. I'm really enjoying it at the minute, and like love playing for Bristol at the minute as well. So yeah, I feel like everything's kind of come together rugby wise at the minute. Touch wood.
What actually drew you to Bristol in the first place?
Probably obviously I know like a lot of the girls played in the English Prem anyway, and obviously Anja Snowsay was playing for Bristol, and at the time me and her were like half backs at Wales and stuff, so it felt like a nice way to keep building our relationship. And we get to play with each other week in, week out now, and I think that can only benefit us when we come into Wales, and hopefully people can see that on the pitch as well, like how much we play with each other.
I love that. Have you got any like telepathy? Like, you know what she's thinking? Does she know what you're thinking?
I hope so, and I think we've got pretty good at, like she doesn't have to say much to me now. I think we're at that stage where if she just calls my name, like I know where she kind of wants it and like what she probably wants to do. So I think we're kind of at that stage now where we've got a pretty good relationship. And I love playing with Snowy as well, because she kind of gives me a bit of freedom, and she's happy for me to take kicking duties on to exit and stuff like that. So I think we share the workload quite well as well when it comes to management of the team, which is easier then.
No, that's brilliant. I mean, you talked about kicking duties there, and I need to mention one kick in particular because you did it broke my heart, but it's okay, it's fine. it's all worth it in the end. Yeah, let's talk about your whole experience in New Zealand in last year's Rugby World Cup.
Yeah, like World Cup was great for me. I probably, and I've been quite open with that. I probably didn't really have the World Cup that I necessarily wanted to, with regards to like probably the position I was in. I came off the bench for 3 games, and for me that's probably not where I seen myself going into the tournament, and definitely not where I wanted to be. And I've been open with people about that and coaches about that. So yeah, so I was disappointed in that element, but I like to think like I played a massive part in the World Cup with the team, and obviously I still got plenty of game time and stuff, so I was still really fortunate in that element of things. And I'm kind of glad I got to finish the tournament with a starting jersey on I would say on a high, but we obviously didn't really do ourselves justice in our quarter final, but I think that was probably our best performance of the whole tournament. So yeah, I mean, it was a great experience overall, and I probably actually wouldn't change any of it. So yeah.
I would change one little bit, but that's
I bet you would.
No, but let's talk about that kick, because obviously, I mean, very far into stoppage time.
Yeah.
The pressure's on anyone, either side. What's
Mm.
going through your head? Because it was a very far out kick as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've not spoken to many people about it, but like throughout the week, obviously we were in Auckland for a week, and then we traveled up to Whangarei and had a week there of training and prep and stuff. And first 2 weeks that we were in New Zealand, like I think my kicking boots were still in Wales, because I was just having a shocker off the tee in the lead up to that game, and I couldn't strike it very well. And when I did strike it well, it just was off target and things. So I actually, like the 2 days before the game after training, I just walked off the pitch and I threw my tee, and I was like, I've had enough, like I'm not doing it. And then in the warm-up, something just clicked, and I was striking the ball well, direction was there, and everything kind of came together. And that was purely on the off chance. Like I was on the bench, so I didn't even think that, if I had to take a kick, it probably wouldn't be as important. It would probably just be like for 2 points to maybe see the game off or whatever. Like, but yeah, I striked a similar one in the warm-up, going that direction as well, and that gave me confidence then to kind of put my hand up and be like, I striked a very similar one, and I'm happy to give it a crack if you all trust me, kind of thing. So yeah,
that's good. I mean, you could see it. Obviously, we all watched it back home, and you could see it in your face. I was like, she's got this. Like, and I just had to like grit my teeth a little bit, because from a neutral point, brilliant moment. But I even messaged Gwen after, just like, you had to, didn't you? Like, just you had to.
Yeah.
But I mean, what a moment, because it's now, there's TikTok videos over it.
Oh, I know.
Over Instagram. I'm sure an artist actually made a picture of the kick.
Yeah, that was really cool. That was, yeah.
Yeah, see, it's just all an iconic moment, and it is worth it all in the end. We're going to go to current times now, because you've just been part of something very special in Welsh Rugby.
Yeah.
You've now got a full-time contract with the WRU. Talk us through that, and just what it means to you personally.
Yeah, like I think it's something we've all been waiting for a while, and obviously last year 12 of us were given full-time contracts, and I think 12 were given part-time, and we were all grateful for that, and we were like, hey, this is a step in the right direction. So we had about 6 months where only half of us were full-time contracted, and I was lucky enough to be one of the 12 then. So this is kind of going into my second year of professionalism with Wales, and I think pre-season then, when all of us were kind of on contracts, we definitely seen the benefits of being able to train in the day, have more contact time together. Like when you got home, you could actually like kind of put your feet up, do what you needed to do, recover properly. And yeah, I think obviously now we've come into camp. We've had, I think we're in our 5th week of training. At the minute, we've only been doing 2 days a week, because obviously we've all got club commitments still, and we all want to be up for selection on the weekend. So we've kind of had to like juggle club and country a bit at the minute. But yeah, we can definitely see the benefits. We're all much fitter as a squad, definitely all a lot stronger than what we were this time last year. So there's such small improvements that we've seen, and yeah, it just means a lot that you can just focus all your time and energy into something that is quite a short career. So you do want to make the most out of it. So yeah, it's class for us, and hopefully, now that we're all full time, or it was announced that there's like 25 of us or something, hopefully now in Six Nations, people will definitely see much bigger improvements from us.
Could you read these? Can you see these notes? Because it feels like you're writing notes.
Sorry, I'm not going on a tangent.
No, you're fine. It's actually feeding in nicely. I'm loving it. You just mentioned the Six Nations. So what do you think the public should expect from the Welsh team?
Well, our first game's at home against Ireland, so hopefully we can kind of start the championship how we did last year. Really, we had 2 pretty good wins last year, and that set us up quite nicely. So hopefully we can start well again. By no means are Ireland and Scotland going to be easy games. I think us against Scotland's always going to be a great game up in Edinburgh, and I think what people can expect is just hopefully just some good attacking rugby. And I think, yeah, not many people speak about defense either, but hopefully, like, you know, aggression in defense from us as well. You know, we sometimes have to defend more than what we'd like to. So I think this year we're going to hopefully try and keep ball a bit more as well. Yeah, some good attacking rugby, hopefully.
Oh, we love that. At the Scotland game in Edinburgh, if everything goes to plan, you will make your 50th cap for Wales.
Yeah.
How does that feel that's right around the corner?
It's quite surreal. I never thought when I got capped at 17 years old that I would get my 50th, and yeah, I think it's quite weird, actually. You know, I think hopefully, like you said, if everything goes to plan, and now I've still got 2 games to get through before we get to that point, with obviously Harlequins this weekend and then the Island game. So hopefully, if everything goes to plan, and selection wise, like I don't know what Johan's gonna do. So that's always a nervy one, but yeah, I know my mum and dad will be there, and I think my auntie's coming up as well. So, like, you know, I'm really close to my auntie and my cousin, so it'd be nice to have them there. And yeah, I don't know. It's one of them ones where you can't help but think about it, but also you don't want to think about it because it could be the England game, it could be France, it could be Italy, like it could not even be this campaign. Like, I don't know. But yeah, hopefully if all goes well, it'll be in Edinburgh. Yeah.
Let's just say it's happening this campaign.
I hope it happens this campaign.
For the time, we'll just say it's happening. You're getting your 50th, and you know what? Just because I'll be there as well, and I like personal things, let's just do this in Edinburgh, and then we could all witness it.
Yeah, hopefully. I hope that is the plan. Anyway, I hope so.
Obviously, the next step in women's rugby is the British and Irish Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think it's going to happen, and when do you think it's going to happen?
I hope it happens. And I think probably it needs to be unconventional to how the men run it. Like, you know, I don't think we can necessarily follow suit with how the men run theirs. Like, obviously every 4 years, like that obviously works, doesn't it? But I think maybe opposition wise, like without, you know, it sounding disrespectful, you know, it probably can't follow suit. Obviously playing the Black Ferns would, you know, you'd probably have to play them, just given that they're current world champions and things like that. But I'd love to see it happen sooner rather than later, to be honest. I think there's a lot of people playing in the Prem that can put their hand up for it, and you know, you do see a lot of stuff that's saying, well, England is so far ahead, so it would be like England dominated, and you know, that may be the case, it may not be the case. Like, you know, other countries have some very good individuals that could slot into certain positions, I feel. And I think it could be a very balanced squad, to be honest. That's my personal opinion on it, I think.
I have read the whole, it'll be England dominant, and I think I replied with, yeah, but isn't every Lions team one nation dominated?
Yeah.
Regardless of who it is, it's always the same.
Yeah, I think my dad made a point. Like, I think Wales at one point, there was I think Scotland only had like one player in the men's British and Irish Lions a couple of years ago or something. Sorry. And like Wales had so many, but there was like 2 local boys from Carmarthen. So like technically Carmarthen had more players than Scotland. So it's like there is always like one team who will dominate it. Yeah. But I do think there's people playing in the Prem from Ireland, Scotland, Wales, obviously England, who, you know, you could really mix it up, because there are certain individuals who are good enough to just slot right in.
I was just about to say that. I mean, there's players from every home nation that could like each team would benefit from having like Scotland 100%. Might benefit having Keira Bevan in the squad. Wales might benefit from, I don't know, pick a Scotland. Do you know what I mean? Like, you might benefit from having like Rona Lloyd in the team, or etc. So if you can put them all together, you're picking the best from the best, and that's all it is at the end of the day.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't think they should go to South Africa or Australia, and that might sound harsh.
No, I agree. I think you could probably look at Canada. I think Canada would be a pretty good test, you know, given
You're in my mind there, yeah.
how that semi-final went in the World Cup. I think Canada would be a pretty good test for the British and Irish Lions, and obviously New Zealand, and then I'm not sure about a third one.
I'd probably go closer to Canada. I'd say USA. I think
Yeah.
that would be the nice big three for.
Yeah,
I will be referring them to the Lioness, just so I know what I'm talking about. But
yeah,
Black Ferns, USA, Canada.
yeah, I think that would be good. Or even if they like, you could throw France in the mix as well. Like like that's quite rogue, but obviously France and England's always a close encounter, so that could, you know, be something. But there's definitely options, and
absolutely,
yeah.
I think even. And I said this when the Six Nations got moved originally because of the pandemic. Benefited massively from it.
Yeah, I think
it's not just. It's not like I could watch rugby every day. So you need something in that day to be filler. And I was always quite, I could have watched that. Like, you're watching Six Nations and then, the women are playing at the same time. I'm like, well, that would have been good to do that differently. And we could have watched both games. And now, because it's different, you basically get all the fun. It's just like the wheels just keep turning. You've got all the excitement from the men. And then this year, there's no rest period. So it's straight back into the depth. And it's just excitement levels keep growing.
Yeah.
And I think with the Lions series, or potential Lions series, again, don't do it at the same time. Do it a different year, even. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, like when you said about the Six Nations, I think from a playing point of view, by having it in like a week later, starting like in March, it benefits us massively as players from a social media point of view. Like, things aren't getting lost in like translation kind of thing. Especially from like a Welsh media point of view, like, you know, you've got the under-20 squad going out, you've got the men's squad going out, plus an our squad, and it's like there's 3 squads within the space of 2 days, and you're like, like, it is overload.
Yeah.
So I think by having it in a separate window, there's no confusion. It's like you see a squad, you see a time and a date. It's like, right, women are playing then, happy days, and you can just like, and you get to watch all the games. Like, when there's like 7 games on like of a weekend, you're like, or even more, isn't it? Like, it is a lot, and there's no way you can watch all 3 games. Like, it's ridiculous.
I could try though.
It is, yeah. You'll have every bit of equipment on in your house, be like, men up there, women there.
Yeah. Phone on one game, laptop on another, TV on another,
energy bills be through the roof.
Switch all the lights off and just use that.
Candles.
Candles, exactly. Just a fun one. Who is your dream halfback pairing? It could be anyone, past and present. You don't have to have ever played with them.
As in, who would I like to play with as my 10?
Yeah, who's your dream 10?
Ooh.
And you get 2 picks because you got a past and a present.
Okay. I'm going to go a bit rogue and say, is it male or female?
We could go female. You could go male if you want, but it's up to you. You're the guest. You can pick. If you're doing male and female, you get 4 picks then. So
okay, I'm going to go 4 then. Okay, if I passed male, I think I would pick Sean Connor, who's now our attacks coach.
Okay.
Only because when I was younger and he played for the Ospreys, I sound like such a fangirl. My dad used to take me to go watch the Ospreys like religiously, like every home game. And when Sean was playing and he was out doing his warm up, like I would always go to the front of the stadium in Swansea, and he would always come over and have a chat, and I absolutely loved him. And now he's our attack coach. I'm like, this is the best thing ever. I go into training and I'm like, oh my God, Sean. So I think he would be my male past.
Okay.
If I had to go female past, I think I would go Katie Daly-McLean.
Okay.
I think I would have liked to have played with her. I've played against her, but never played with her, and I think that would be quite cool. Male present, I would go. It'd have to be Barrett, wouldn't it? I feel like
Barrett's a good choice. Solid, very solid choice.
Although, or Andre Pollard maybe.
Nice, slow the tempo down a little bit.
Yeah. And then female present. Obviously, I play with Snowby week in, week out, so I can't pick her. So I would like to go Dumont, the New Zealand fly half.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think she would be my female present. Like,
just World Cup winner helping you out.
Yeah. I mean, we played against her when she played for the Barbarians in the Principality.
Yeah.
And she was class then, and this was in 2019, and now she's just wow. So I'd like to play with her, at some point.
Yeah. I've got our dream one for you, just because you were in the sevens. What's your dream seven squad?
Oh, dream seven squad. I think Jazz would have to be in there because she's just got pure gas. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
So I'll have Jazz. I think Lucy Mulhall from Ireland.
Nice, yeah.
Alona Ma. That's a classic answer.
Yeah, classic, yeah.
Ooh.
It's getting tricky now, isn't it?
Yeah. Nicole Heveland, is it? With USA as well. I think I'd have her. I pronounce her last name, I think. If I've got that wrong, I'm sorry. How many more do I need? How many have I picked? I've picked 4.
4.
Am I in it as well?
Yeah, of course. You're the guest.
Okay, so how many more do I need? Do I need 3 more?
No, we'll go 2 more because we're having you play.
Okay, 2 more. Oh, God. I don't know if I've done this really well positionally, but
that's fine. I don't think anyone ever does it properly.
No, yeah. Anyone can play anywhere in sevens, can't they? I think I'd go. Trying to think of countries now as well.
Yes.
She doesn't play anymore, but I think I would have liked to have got Patricia Garcia from Spain.
Okay. Nice.
And then Camille Grassineau from France.
Okay. There was one big fish you didn't mention there, and I'm actually surprised at.
Who's that?
Portia Woodman.
Anyone from New Zealand?
No, you didn't. It was, so including you, there's 2 Welsh.
Oh my God.
2 American, Spanish and French. Yeah.
Can I cancel me out and put Portia in?
If you really want to, yeah.
Well, I was just thinking, do you know what? Like, there's so many New Zealand blackfinners that I could have picked. I could have had Tyler Nathan Wong, Portia, Michaela Blythe. There's so many that I could have. God. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't think that through. I literally just thought like Europe, and then USA.
Could do a Europe team. Yeah, it works. Yeah.
Oh well, yeah.
Oh,
I have to stick to my guns now, and
Yeah, that's it. You've made your choice. That's it.
Yeah, and Australia. I didn't even think of Charlotte Caslick or anyone.
You've missed out. You've missed out 3 friends of the show there. You've missed out Michaela Blythe. I know you mentioned her there. Michaela Blythe and the Levi sisters. Shame.
Oh, I've missed out some goats there, haven't I?
I'm sure. Oh no, wait, and Nia Tapper. We've had a lot of sevens on. You've missed out all the big ones that we've had on.
I've missed out all the big guns.
That's all good. That's still good. It's still a very good squad.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Jemma, who co-hosts our women's show, has asked, "Who's the hardest 9 you've ever played against?"
Natasha Hunt. Easy.
Nice.
Just because I just don't know what she's gonna do. Like normally you can like watch some footage and be like, oh, like this will trigger this, but like when we play, especially Gloucester, like she gets so much freedom at Gloucester, and I've spoken to her loads, and I know she loves playing for Gloucester. So, and obviously I live with Gwen, and Gwen's at Gloucester, and like she's just really hard to play against. Like, she's like, I mean this in a really nice way. She's so impulsive as a player, and I absolutely love that because she just does everything based off instinct. And I think that's, as a 9, I think that's the best way to be. Play what's in front of you, and it's so hard to defend. So she's definitely one of the hardest 9s I've played against.
Does it ever make you want to like almost not play and just sit and watch?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, oh God, like she's just so good. And I think when there's such a nice person off the pitch, like I like, you know, every time I've played against her, like we always have a chat, and I know that I can message her, and you know, because I've still got a lot of areas on my game that I want to get better at, and I know that I could message Mo and she would help. And I think that's really nice quality to have in someone. And yeah, so it's not only is she a great player, but also a great person. So yeah.
Yeah, double bonus points for that one.
Yeah,
then.
bonus points for that.
Jemma's also asked, and it kind of feeds into a question I've got as well. So she's asked, what's the best advice you've ever been given? And my question is, have you got any advice for young girls? So it could be the same answer.
I'm probably I don't know if it's necessarily advice, but like something I've been told is like, get really good at the stuff that doesn't take like any talent. So just the stuff that's like hard work. So like getting up off the floor quickly, like that support line, like it takes no talent to just make an effort.
Yeah.
And like all the stuff that you do off the ball is sometimes more important than the stuff you do on it. And I think that's something that I'm like trying to add into my game now, is I work hard early off the ball, and then you'll eventually get the reward. So whether that's, you know, a line break, like Phoebe Murray is brilliant at it, Bristol, like if I'm running on her inside, I know that she's going to bust a tackle and make like a line break. And if I've, you know, worked hard early, you know, I can potentially get a pass in the inside, which could result in a try. Like, so I've not necessarily done anything for the try. I've just worked a bit harder to get on the inside of her hard work. So that's probably the one thing, is just like be the best of the stuff that requires no talent or effort. Or not effort, sorry, because it does take effort, but it doesn't take talent. Just work hard, yeah.
Well, that's good advice, and I don't think anyone's actually pointed that out before. That like you still need to work really hard off the ball, like like you said, getting into position, getting off the ground quick. That support line. Nobody really thinks of it unless you're like one of the analytic people.
Yeah, and like I think that's something like that we look at a lot at Wales, is like your efforts off the ball. Like, how hard are you willing to work to like sprint back after someone's made a line break and just get back in the defensive line? Like, and not necessarily chasing a lost cause, but like you never know if it's a lost cause or not. So are you willing to put in the graft? So yeah, just then that 1% of effort really, because skill set's quite hard. So if you can be like the best of the stuff that doesn't require talent, then you're halfway there, in my opinion.
No, I love that. I've actually missed a question, and it was going into our conversation, but we can go back to this. Fine. Harv, that co-hosts the show with me, has asked, would you consider a sevens return?
A sevens return?
Bear in mind, it's not Welsh sevens anymore, it's GB sevens, and I know that.
Yeah, so like obviously you're competing with a lot more people now, aren't you? At the minute, I'm very happy in 15s, and I think I would rather play for the British and Irish Lions if that opportunity was there. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, I think an Olympic Games would be pretty cool, but I see my rugby future at the minute and the 15 side of things than sevens. So yeah.
That's good. I love that. We're going to go on to something a bit different now. It's getting to know Keira as a person.
Okay.
You won't get. I don't think you'll get into trouble for anything, so don't worry. Depends on what you come out. Depends what your answers are.
Yeah.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Yeah, nobody. I don't know why I keep that.
No, I don't know why that's a question. No one picks cats.
I think somebody picked cats once, and it proper rattled me. I just sat there.
That's
okay.
weird.
But favorite food, like style of food, like food cuisine.
At the minute, Mexican.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
What's your go-to Mexican dish then? If you're cooking it or we're out at a Mexican restaurant, what are you picking?
So the other day we went out for Mexican, me and Gwen, and we had tacos, like steak and cheese tacos, and they were really nice.
Nice.
I like it because you can get lots of sides as well.
Yeah. Yes, you're quite tactical with it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's solid. Favorite pizza topping?
Anything like barbecue-y. It's like a barbecue chicken, but then with like something crunchy, so red onions or something.
Okay, yeah, that's quite nice. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say pineapple, don't worry.
Oh, that's fine. That was actually the next question. Does pineapple go on the pizza?
I do. No, because I don't really like sweet and savoury either, so I wouldn't have like pancakes with bacon and maple syrup. I would either have sweet or savoury food.
Right, okay.
Not on one plate.
That makes sense. You saved yourself there, actually.
Yeah.
Favorite song or like style of music?
Just anything I can sing to, but I love ABBA and like Shania Twain and stuff.
I love Shania Twain.
Yeah, she's so good. So good.
I actually got tickets to go and see her.
Where?
In Glasgow.
Oh, I know she's on tour, isn't she? I really want to go.
It's funny because it's me, my parents, and my partner are all going. And when we looked at tickets, Mum and Dad were like, no, we can't go because it's too expensive.
Yeah,
I had the ticket, like I was in the waiting bit. Like they were just like, just pay for it. That's where I was at when they said no. I was like, right, okay. So I came off the ticket site, puts the laptop off. 20 minutes later, I get a phone call. They go, actually, yeah, just get the tickets.
Oh.
So I had to go. So this was on the pre-sale. So I had to go on the general sale the next day. Try my luck, and luckily enough, we got tickets to Shania Twain in Glasgow.
Oh, I really want to go and see her. Oh.
Pink cowboy hats and everything.
Yes, it's a must.
It is a must.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I'm all excited now. I can't. It's too far away. It used to be like a guilty pleasure. I wouldn't say it out loud, but then I don't care anymore.
But Shania's class, so
yes.
Yeah.
I also have a crush on Shania, though. It's not.
Oh yeah, fair.
Yeah. Favorite film? We'll go for film.
I think anything that really can like make me laugh. So like comedy wise, but then something I could just put on and watch is probably I really like Jaws and stuff, and I know that's not meant to make me laugh, but I could just sit and watch like all the Jaws films.
Fair. Yeah.
Like and I like not get bored.
So what's your favorite like comedy then? Not Jaws.
Yeah, people dying. Favorite comedy? I think anything with Adam Sandler in it is pretty funny.
Of course.
He's
a classic. He's the GOAT. Yeah. One of the GOATs anyway.
He's so good. And probably, what's her name?
Get a few films and I could help you.
What's her name?
She's in what, sorry?
Bad Teacher.
Oh, Cameron Diaz.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like her as well. Anything with her in it is pretty funny as well. Other than The Holiday, that's quite sad, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I got made to watch that. It was weird.
Yeah.
Is that the one where they all like cheat on each other with the same? Is that? No, The Holiday's a Christmas film.
Oh, that's the Christmas film.
Shut up, ignore me. Sure. What was that?
Oh, that's the other woman.
Other woman, same thing.
Yeah, that's funny though. Yeah.
That's weird. It's a very weird film.
Yeah.
The Holiday's alright. I like Jack Black in it.
Yeah, it's a good film.
Can't
Can
believe
sit
I
and
got
watch
those
that
two
at
mixed
Christmas
up.
time. Yeah.
I can't believe I got those two mixed up. They're very different films.
They're very different.
You knew what I meant, and that's fine.
Yeah, I
That's
did know what you meant,
I'm taking
actually.
it as a win. If there was a film on your life and your career, who would you have play Keira Bevan?
Well, we have the same name, me and Keira Knightley. But I don't know if she would be very good at playing me.
She did do a football film. She was in Bend It
Did
Like.
she?
Was that Keira Knightley that did Bend It Like Beckham?
I think it was, yeah.
A very young. It
Maybe
was a
she
very.
could play me then.
Yeah, we go.
Yeah, probably her then.
My
Yeah.
phone actually thought I was interviewing Keira Knightley. When I asked the team, I was like, right, we need questions for Keira Bevan, and it was all correct, and it said Knightley, and I'm like, I'm not interviewing Keira Knightley.
No, better.
Yeah, better. You play rugby. It's
Yeah.
so we'll get Keira to play Keira. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense, doesn't it?
What would the film be called? What would your title be?
Oh, I don't know. Something. Oh, I haven't got a clue. I'm not very good at stuff like this, so I actually wouldn't know. I'd have to let someone else figure this out for me. Someone quite creative. I'm not that creative, so I won't have a clue.
I like the honesty.
Mm.
Do you have any tattoos?
Any tattoos?
Yeah.
Yeah, loads.
What you got? I've got tattoos. That's always a. I always
Yeah,
like
I've got a fair few. I've got half of this arm here.
Okay.
A fair few on my legs. My knuckle, a little turtle on my knuckle.
Okay.
Got the date of my first cap on my wrist.
Nice.
Yeah, so I've got a fair few.
Fair few.
I think I'm averaging about 26.
You're miles ahead of me.
Yeah, I've got a few.
I have 1 minute. 6. Yeah, 6. I've got.
Some of mine aren't that big though. Like some of them are really small.
All right. Okay. No.
Yeah.
I've got both my calves done.
Mm.
I've got. I don't know. Yeah, I've got like that on my arm.
Yeah, mine aren't that big.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Would you get any more tattoos?
Yeah, I think so. I've got a few. I've definitely got one that I want. And then obviously I would like if I get my 50th, I kind of want something that would represent that.
Not if, when.
When I get it, I'm gonna get something that I'm not 100% sure as of what yet. Like for my first cap, I've just got like the date in Roman numerals, but that's quite like boring. So I kind of want something that's a bit more not out there, but like a bit more meaningful than just the date.
I'm trying to think. I don't know why I give people tattoo ideas. I'm not an artist. I can't draw.
No, but like sometimes you could just say something. I'd be like, oh yeah, that's cool. Do you know what I mean?
Could be like you maybe get. I don't know if you like maybe like an old clock and like the time of the kickoff of the game you got your 50th.
Oh, that's actually quite good.
There you go.
Yeah, I want to get something that's like the time, the place, and
And if it's in Scotland, you could get like thistles around it, like wrapped around it.
Like I'm keen for that.
I can't draw it. I can't draw it for you, but there you go.
I'll ask my tattoo artist to design it.
Favorite post-match drink? Now, I mean, like on the social side, like you and the girls, big win. You're out on the town. What are you drinking?
A few things, to be fair. I've recently discovered that I like wine. It's like sophisticated. So if I was trying to be sophisticated, I would go for wine. If I wanted to get drunk, I would probably have like a couple of bottles of beer and then go to gin and tonic.
There we go.
Any
specific gin or just?
If I wasn't going flavour, it would probably have to be Bombay Sapphire.
Okay.
With the posh tonic though.
Posh tonic.
What's the posh one called? Yeah, you know, like the spenny one. Fever Tree. It'd have to be Fever Tree. That's like expensive, isn't it? So I'd have to have Fever Tree tonic.
Fair enough. I was looking at the posh one. I was like, I can only think of two, and I don't think either are posh. But fair enough.
Schweppes.
Yeah, Fever Tree.
I'd go Fever Tree because you can get like a flavour Fever Tree, and I think that would be quite nice. But if only a couple of us were going out, I'd probably just go like cocktails or something.
What kind of cocktails?
I do like a mojito.
Is that the one with the leaves and all that?
Yeah, the mint one. Yeah, probably that, to be fair.
There's some I've seen online recently, and I'm like, nobody's drinking that for taste.
Yeah, they're effort to drink, and they don't last long.
No, they don't. There's one, I can't even say the name on here. It's an AMF. That's what I'll say. It's an AMF. And it's like vodka, gin, rum, tequila. There's like 8 alcohol in it, and you just make it blue. And I'm like, oh, and then you top it up with Red Bull. Yeah.
That sounds
there. So we had one on. We had it on a holiday. You know, like you get a Long Island iced tea.
Yeah.
And it's basically all that what I've just said, but with Coke.
Yeah.
Switch that out for Red Bull.
That sounds like a death wish.
They're quite nice, actually. Don't remember much after it, but yeah, they are quite nice.
Yeah, as long as they taste okay, you don't mind.
You could definitely taste the alcohol, and it was in Turkey as well, so it was cheaper alcohol as well. So it's, oh.
And they don't measure when you're on holidays. They don't measure it. They're just like in it goes.
And it was happy hour, so it was 2. You were getting 2 for the price of 1.
Oh, you can't say no, then, can you?
They just handed me them, and they're like the big tall, like tumblers.
Yeah.
Picture, sorry, and then
yeah,
they're like, I was like, I only asked for 1. They're like, no, it's happy hour. Oh,
yeah. Brilliant.
Yay!
Yeah, class.
Where is your dream holiday destination?
Ooh, I really want to go to like LA and do like the California coast.
Okay.
If that was like an exploring holiday.
Yeah.
If I was just going to relax, I'd probably just go. I know Spain's quite boring in it, but like
it's a classic. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a classic, isn't it? If I was just wanted to like go like, I would say cheap and cheerful, but it's not really cheap, is it? But like if I wanted to go like somewhere quite easy, I'd probably just go like Spain or something. And then if I was going to push the boat out a little bit, to know I did like Barbados, but it did scare me a little bit.
Why did it scare you?
You know, it's just quite scary walking on the streets on your own in Barbados. Like I would only do it in a group.
Oh,
there wasn't really much there, to be fair.
Oh.
Just a couple of beach bars, like.
Yeah, there's bonus. That's a self-fight. One thing that you have to do, but you hate doing it.
I have to do, as in rugby or just like day to day?
You could just do it in life if it's easier.
The washing up. And well, anything that involves the bins actually is worse. I can deal with the washing up because Gwen likes to cook.
Okay.
So she won't let me cook. So people think that I don't cook, but I will, but she'll just come in and take over. So it's just easy to let her crack on. But then because she's cooked, I'll do the washing up. But I refuse to do the bins or the food bin. I'm not doing it.
Fair, yes.
And I won't touch them.
I won't cut raw chicken. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I will cook all day. But I'll have to get my partner to cut up chicken. I'm like, I can't do it. And she'll just grab it like it's nothing and then cut right through it.
That's the same as Gwen. She'll just like and I'm like, no. But she's the same with the beds. But then again, if she didn't do that, they'd actually be sat there for ages. So she kind of has to, because I won't touch them.
If you do the beds quick, that's fine.
Oh, it's not for me.
It's not for anyone, but it needs done. So one thing that you love to do, but you can't get to do it often.
Skiing.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I love skiing.
I can't.
I'm not allowed.
Is that because in case of injury?
Yeah, it's in our contracts that his class is, well, it probably is an extreme sport, I'd imagine. Yeah, we just wouldn't be, if we got injured, we'd be done for, really. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't ski. I tried it, but I don't. I think the bit that freaked me out is the boots come up to your knee, so it's not. You can't move your feet. You have to.
You're quite rigid.
Yeah, you have to move it with your knee, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, fair.
I think I fell. It was just like a artificial slope, and I fell, but I fell like flat on my back, so the skis were still going down. I just accepted my fate. I just lay there and just kind of like went down with it, just like.
Yeah.
It was so.
It's quite scary. Like you could you can fall and you'd be like, I don't know how I've not hurt myself. Yeah.
I'm always worried like the knee, because there's so much that can go wrong with the knee so quickly. Yeah,
especially now since doing like rugby seriously, and I see all the injuries. I'm like, when I went skiing before I played rugby, I had no fear, and I was like, yeah, like we'll go on the jumps, like we'll do this. Now I'd be like snow plowing my way down the mountain. So like, I don't want to get hurt.
Quite right, I agree with you on that. Final question for you today, Keira. One thing you'd like to be remembered for?
Ooh. In a rugby sense, probably just like just a nightmare to play against, I think, but like not in like a nasty way. Like I wouldn't want people to think, oh, like Keira's like a dick, because I'm not. But I would want people to be like, oh, like Keira's a nightmare to play against because like she's good, hopefully. So like that in a rugby sense, and then like off pitch, just for being like probably quite like laid back and funny, I hope. And just like a bit of a laugh, I think. Like I like to think I don't take myself too seriously. So I think that. But I don't want to die soon, like so.
No, I just. I've never thought that. I've always thought it's a nice question. I've never said like, oh.
I've made that twisted.
I mean, you've got the good laugh part down to a T anyway. I'm having an absolute ball here, but the book is now closed, and you've absolutely smashed every question.
Oh, thank you.
And I can't thank you enough. Good luck for the upcoming Six Nations, apart from one game.
Apart from one game. No, that game has to be a win.
Actually, no. What was I said to Gwen? Because you were coming up to the World Cup when you were playing us again. You can have a good game, but you can't win. That was what it was. Okay. So you could like.
We have to win. I'm not getting my 50th cap and losing.
Yeah, you are. No, but it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, it always is.
A great campaign. I think there is something. I think this Six Nations is going to be very special because everyone's professional or full time. So, and it's going to be so good, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the most competitive Six Nations that we would have seen to date, and just really excited. Yeah,
I agree with that, and I can't wait now. So all the best, and if you're up in Edinburgh, we'll definitely have a catch up.
Yeah. Cool.
Maybe cocktails or coffee. I don't know what.
Yeah, sounds good.
How tight the schedule is, but I can't thank you enough for agreeing to come on.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. This has been the final whistle. Keira Bevan. We'll see you next time.